We welcome Auburn representatives to the stage. Along with Coach Pearl, we have Jared Harper and Bryce Brown. We'll follow our normal procedure of a brief opening statement from Coach, followed by questions directed to student athletes. If you could let us know by raising your hand when you have a question, we'll get a microphone to you. If you could direct your questions into the mic and to a specific student athlete, that's helpful. And once we've exhausted those questions, we'll dismiss the two student athletes and return to questions for Coach. So let's ask Coach Pearl for a brief opening statement. Coach?
Well, first of all, we're awfully excited to have advanced to the Sweet 16. I think it's the 5th time in Auburn basketball history that we managed to do that. We just know that we're just grateful, all of us, for the opportunity to represent Auburn in this kind of a competition. Tremendous respect for the Kansas program. It was an honor to compete against them. I think the reality is our Auburn basketball team is a better team than the Kansas team. I think Bill will say that. I think we just had a little bit, we've got some firepower. We've got, we'd like to think that we're tough to play against because we have 10 guys that play and they all contribute. And so in some ways, you know, it really wasn't an upset. I thought the better team won tonight.
Questions for Jared Harper and Bryce Brown, please.
Zach Braziller, New York Post. Jared, Auburn's kind of known as a football school, but what do you think campus is going to be like this week when you get back? It's been 16 years since you guys been to a Sweet 16.
I think campus is going to be great. After winning the SEC tournament championship, campus was great. We were getting congratulations for everybody. Just a lot of support. So I know coming back to school is going to be a lot of support for us moving forward.
My question's for Bryce. Bryce, over the last couple weeks, what's changed for this team? I believe it's a 11-12 game win streak now, an SEC championship. What's clicked over the past couple weeks? I mean, I think Coach talked about it the other day when it was 5 games in 8 days. Now it's 6 games in 10 days.
You know, I feel like it starts on the defensive side with us. You know, kind of midway through SEC play, you know, we weren't really happy where we were. And, you know, Coach always talked about how it was on us. You know, if you want to make that decision that you want to go far in the tournament, you know, it's going to start on the defensive side. And I feel like ever since we made that adjustment, you know, we're moving the ball well, defending, you know, being physical. You know, those things are just what small things that it takes to, you know, get to the Sweet 16 and even further.
For either Jared or Bryce, 6 games in 10 days, how have you guys able to still play at such a high level with so many games in such a short period of time?
I think that's just a testament to our off-season work with our strength and conditioning coach, Coach D. He does a good job with us getting our bodies ready the whole summer, early in the preseason, and even during the season. We work a lot on our bodies just for times like this when other teams are going to be tired, and us as a team, we're not going to be tired. And also, when we have 10 players that can play and be able to run the floor the way we do, we're able to tire teams out.
Either player, but you guys got off to a hot start. What was going so well offensively, and then did you kind of just feed off each other after that?
Yeah, you know, like I said, you know, it starts on the defensive side of the ball with us. Typically when we start off hot on the defensive end, we start off hot on the offensive end, and you know, that's just what it's been like all season long. You know, we get out in transition, knock down shots, and I feel like that's just part of who we are and what we do, and we continue to do that. We can continue to win ball games and go even further.
I guess it must be asked. Either of you guys met Barkley? Charles Barkley? Met him?
Yeah, we met him a couple times. He's been to a couple games over the past few years. He has a statue right in front of our gym now, so we definitely met him a couple times.
No.
All right, we'll dismiss the student athletes and thank them, and once they've left the stage, we'll return to questions for Coach. Thank you, guys. Questions for Coach Pearl?
Zach Brazil, New York Post. Bruce, does this game almost feel like a polar opposite to the second round last year?
Yeah, I mean, look, last year we had a courageous group of kids. We went into the SEC tournament with 8 scholarship players. They gave you 13. A couple guys were suspended. A couple guys were hurt. We were just fortunate to limp home and win our last regular season game against South Carolina. And then we went to the SEC tournament, and we just didn't have enough. We were fortunate to get by Charleston, and then got dominated by Clemson. So, yeah, there's a much different feel because we have 10 healthy bodies. We're playing really good basketball, and so, yeah, we were in the best position that the program could possibly be in to win that basketball game. I talked to my athletic director, Alan Green, before the game, and I said, I know the outcome, but I feel like we were in a really good spot right now to make history.
Bruce, talk about Jared and his play, how he runs the offense. Every time Kansas tried to make a run, it looked like Jared had everything under control, got everybody in their spots. Just talk about his leadership and the way that he runs this ball club.
I don't know if Belichick feels this way about Brady, but I'm sure there are times he thinks Brady's smarter than him. I know he's smarter than me. And he has got, obviously he's fearless. He knows his role. Little guys they got to have great range. They've got to be special in ball screen offense and defense. And they got to have command of their locker room. And he has all those things. Self-made, nobody works harder, great family. His best coach is his father. I'm really proud of like the 2 guys we had in here, Cedric Brown and Pat Harper spend as much time with their sons in the gym still as we do as coaches. Night, extra shooting. It's just a beautiful thing. We're kind of a father-son program. My son is on my bench. Next year, Wes Flanagan's son is coming to play for us. It's a really wonderful thing.
This program took a big step last year. How huge is it this year to get to the Sweet 16?
Say it again. I'm sorry.
You took a big step last year. How huge is it this year to get to the Sweet 16?
It's a big step. I'm very proud of the SEC. I'm blessed to be able to coach in the SEC. I was rooting like crazy for LSU and for Kentucky, and I'll be rooting for Tennessee and the teams that we still have alive in this tournament. Because we had a great conference this year. So competitive, such great coaches and the kids, really good kids. So the fact that we're still playing, I know the SEC is proud of us. That means a lot to me.
Lindsay Schnell, USA Today. Bruce, your oldest daughter, Jackie, was right behind press row, and she's fun to sit by. She's got a lot of opinions. She seems to know the entire playbook, and she's not shy about sharing them. And I just wondered, are all your kids like that? Obviously, your son coaches for you, but are all your kids junkies? And I'm especially wondering if Jackie has ever said, like, Dad, I think you need to run this play instead of that one.
Yeah. You can do anything as long as you have your family with you. And my family's we've done all this together. And so it's great to have her here. She was a pretty good player. In fact, she's probably a better rebounder than a bunch of my guys. She was more physical than they are. But you know, my son is on my bench. Jackie's here. My two other children, Leah, works for Turner, and she helps a lot of the talent get around. She works with Charles in Atlanta, and so she's tied in and connected. And my son Michael is a junior at Auburn. Doesn't that kind of make sense? We're all in this together. And my wife Brandy is, you know, for every family that's out there, she's so willing to give me up because she understands this ministry. She understands the needs of her student athletes. So she's got to share me a lot. Yeah, my kids are vocal. They yell at the refs more than I do. They think they know more than I do, but what kids don't. So not just special to be able to do this with them. Thanks for asking that question.
Anything more for Coach? All right, thank you, Coach.